two questions for you.
Yep.
12 and 12, some inconsistencies, and obviously plenty of injuries.
Yep.
Where are you looking for more consistency, more on the offensive end or defensive end as you finish this first half and move into the second?
Yeah. Well, really good question. Offensively, I think we third, fourth, or fifth, somewhere in there. I think we were third the other night. Played poorly, dropped to fifth offensive rating, but um, yeah, our half court execution. I think just you mentioned it, just the inconsistencies of our lineups and practices, and our half court offense hasn't been great. We've got a talented group. We're behind when it comes to continuity, and so um, that takes time. But we don't have a lot of time after this break, right? It's going to move quick, so we need to step up in that area. And then defensively is probably the biggest area. Just belief, trust, competitive spirit, all those things. If we want to, do what I think we're capable of, we're going to have to really step up at that end. And, we've proven it on some nights, um, and some nights we haven't, and so that's kind of what you're talking about being at 12 and 12. That's kind of who we are, right? We've been either really good or not very good at all. So I'm hoping that the better version will start to show in the second half.
And last thing,
Yep.
your first year as head coach here in
Yep.
W, what have you learned about yourself so far as a coach in this league, and how have you evolved so far in the first half?
Yeah, it's real easy falling into being an assistant, and they're all super valuable. I was one for a long time. But as assistants, you make suggestions, right? And as head coaches, you make decisions, and not only do they affect um, you, but they affect your players and staff around them. And so, just being respectful, um, wins, losses, you're kind of the person that sets the tone. I think in my opinion, of just like who your team is going to be each and every day. So, we've been up and down, but as a person, as a leader, I've tried to be consistent with my approach.
Hey, Coach. Jen Hadfield with the next. I got two for you, but kind of picking up on that last one
Yep.
With Christy Tolliver as your associate head coach.
Yep.
Just what kind of impact has she had for you, and what have you enjoyed the most about having her on your staff?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I got hired, that was our first hire, and it was a big time hire. I didn't know Christy coming into this, but talking to NBA people that I knew, Scott Brooks is a person that I worked for in Oklahoma City, and he just completely raved about Christy and her time here. And yeah, I think she's got a bright future in our league. I would I hope that she's going to have an opportunity to be a head coach in our league very soon. She's got all the characteristics of that. She was a great player. She's played with great players. She knows this league. She's seen the NBA. Her future is bright. And so I lean on KT a lot. And she's been awesome to have around for me personally.
And just one more for me on Cloud coming up here. I know she's run the point for you guys, defended for us, kind of done all sorts of stuff.
Yes.
How has she kind of helped you execute your vision for what you want this team to be, or even at times just kind of filled holes for you?
Yeah, I mean, she, when free agency began, she was the first person that we wanted to target, and we needed kind of the last couple of years, I believe, in Phoenix have those were some tough years, and we just needed a shot of life and energy and a vibe, and Tosh has filled that for us. Me personally, I just absolutely love her competitive spirit. Um, I'm gonna roll with Tosh game after game after game. She's a competitive spirit. I think she's about the right stuff. And she's had to do a lot, right? She's running the point, she's guarding four, she's going guarding fives, and if she wasn't willing to do that at that defensive end, we would be in deep trouble. So I'm super thankful especially in my first year learning a new league, to have a leader like Tosh with us.
Hey, Coach, good morning. With this earlier start time, how did it affect your team's routine or preparation before the game?
You know, we had an early game in Connecticut also, so well, good morning to you first. Congrats on being up. Thank you for supporting us and covering us. But yeah, I think, you know, all of our players were willing to adjust to whatever schedule. The Connecticut game, an early start, probably helped us get ready for this one, or at least that's the hope. Um, you know, there's no denying the 3-hour time change, and it's pretty early back home, but, you know, we're not built for making excuses, and we're going to go out and play and fly around. And this is our last game before the break. So there's a lot of reason to be excited about this opportunity, especially after how we played in Connecticut.
Hey, Coach. Megan McPhee, Mighty Mouse Sports Network. With regards to Washington and the way that they shoot the three, especially Dolson being such a stretch five, what type of disadvantage, if it does, pose to you all defensively, especially with what you were saying about getting the continuity on the defensive end?
Yeah, anytime that you put a shooting big on the floor, it kind of changes how things are spaced on the floor, and she puts challenges, especially the way she's been shooting it. So yeah, there's going to be times where we're in switches with her. There's going to be in times where we blitz the pick and roll defender where she's going to have to make decisions, but we need to find her. But she's playing at an extremely high level.
Hey, Coach, good morning to you. Just wondering about how important it is to start on time. You talked about it a few games where there might have not been the start of how you want to prepare all the way into the game. Just how important is it to start on time and end on a high note?
Yeah, obviously 13 and 12 sounds a lot better than 12 and 13. You know, we've been inconsistent at times, and you know, obviously you're just not going to get a win. You need to play the right way and compete the right way. And like I said, after how we played the other night in Connecticut, I'm hoping and hopeful that we'll respond the way a veteran team can and come out and play the right way and play with a lot of energy and play together. Thank you.